Hey you guys, I've got a guitar lesson to teach you guys today. So this lesson is going to be in drop D because I always play in drop D. And if you don't know what that means, it just means that the low E is lowered down 2 half steps to a D. And so you get this nice open power chord D there, and then you can play the full version. So, but if you do want to learn it in standard, it's not going to be that much different. We're not going to be doing too much down there. And the only thing that's going to be different is the first 3 notes that I show you are going to be moved back 2 frets. So, today this lesson is going to be in the key of C. So what I'm going to show you is first, in drop D, you see here, so I'm on the 14th fret. So here's the 12th, and then 13th, 14th, way up here. And this note is an E. That's the 3rd in the key of C. So, and if you follow this 14, 15, and 17, this pattern right here, you can play 14, 15, and 17 across, in drop D, across all 3 of the low strings. So you got 14, 15, 17, and next string, 14, 15, 17, next string, 14, 15, 17. Now when you get to this string, the G string, we're going to change it just slightly. Instead of being 14, 15, 17, it's going to be 14, 16, 17. So all in all, that's 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17, 14, 16, 17. So once you learn these notes, you've already got all of these notes that you can play in the key of C. And you can pretty much just play them and see what you like, see if it sounds good. So, embedded within that is the the major scale. So if you start from 15 on the A string here, that's a C. And then if you move up to 17, that's a D. And then when 14 on the D, that's an E. And following through with those notes that I just showed you, just walking up through the notes that I just showed you from this 15th fret on the A, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17, 14, 16, 17. That's the C major scale, which is the basis of a lot of different music. Anyway, once you have that, you know that this is a C here on the 15th fret of the A, and this is a C here on the 17th fret of the G. So that's your home base note right there. So as long as you end there, you'll be in an okay spot. So anyway, once you've got these, you got something to kind of play around with, right? Once you got these notes to play around with, and let's say you're trying to, okay, I want to make a solo, and I want to sound, like kind of cool.
I am cool.
A little bit edgy, and just kind of like just something that's a little bit more than just these, single notes, these whimsical little notes, but something that's kind of like.
Well, yeah, that was cool.
Right? Okay. I can't believe I just actually played what I sang. But anyway, so what you're going to do here is you have your C here on the 17th fret of the G. We'll just go down 1 fret to the 16th of the G, and that's a B. It's a half step below the C.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to teach you though is it's like the half step clash shape for a guitar, and that's not a technical name, so don't look for that in any workbooks. But it's that's a fundamental description of what it is.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is if you're here at 16 on the G, and that's a B note. So if you go back 3 frets, so 16, 15, 14, 13, and skip to the next string.
Whoa.
So 13, the 13th fret on the B string, and that's a C note, which coincidentally, that's the same note as the 17 on the G.
Oh.
So you're playing the 16th on the G string and the 13th on the B string. Now, what happens when you play these two together?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh. It sounds kind of gnarly, like what gives you those breakdown vibes, right? Anyway, on its own, you're probably thinking right now, like,
It sounds awful.
that sounds awful. That's the worst sound I've ever heard a guitar make in my life.
Yeah, it is.
And that's understandable, but it's the basis of that sort of gnarly, ripping intro to so many solos.
No way.
So what you're going to do is you're going to play this, but then you're going to bend the 16th on the G up and keep the 13th on the B around the same. The B note on the 16th fret of the G string, you're going to gradually bend it in to be in tune or in unison with the C on the 13th fret of the B string. So and then you start to get something like this. And you can just kind of play around with bending that G string until you get it to be in unison. Or pretty close, anyway.
That ain't close.
And at a certain point, you'll probably be able to hear the two notes just kind of like almost come together.
Come together.
And
Right now.
sound around the same. It's pretty tricky to get it just right, but the point with this is not to get it just right.
What?
It's to have pretty much as much clash as you can possibly do while still being sort of in the ballpark so that people think, yeah, I think he meant to do that. So now that you've got these notes, or this, and you've got this,
No, I don't.
you've got most of what you need to make a little miniature solo.
I really
And you
don't.
won't even have to move your hand around all that much. You can just find this spot
Where is that?
and rip into it, right? Really, the trick with this is to just do it with enough spirit and go from one place to the next with enough speed and cleanness
Cleanliness.
that it sounds, natural. For instance, something decent to play for a little solo might go like this.
What was
Or
that?
maybe
Wait, what was that?
what you do after it is totally up to you. And you can even
Oh, why would I want to do that?
kind of take it real slow with the clash and then drag it out if you want. But anyway, this little tool is going to help you with songs to just launch into something and to have that, get that first moment that so many guitar players throw in of the with
That's the
a little
best thing you
extra
play.
note in there. That one's wrong.
That was decent.
So yeah, you can play around with that and see how you like to use it.
I don't.
Now, a side note is that so maybe it could be a little easier to use this down a little lower.
Not this
if you're
again.
in standard and you like the key of E, you could do it from this position here.
Oh,
This is the let's see, the 10th fret of the G,
yeah.
and the 7th fret of the B, I believe.
No, that's not it.
So. So if you like the key of E,
I don't.
just move it down there and try it over there. It might be a little bit easier down there
It's not.
with those slightly bigger frets. Totally up to you.
Can I go?
But keeping in the key of C, another one that I do kind of like is
no.
this one down here on the fret 7 of the G
Oh.
and the fret 5 of the B.
Oh.
You have D
Oh.
and E. That's the 2 and the 3 of the key of C. And these notes are not as strong a clash as the half step
I hate that.
of the B and the C, but they are still kind of a clash.
Yeah, they are.
They're relatively consonant in comparison.
Not
A
really.
lot of people like to put them right next to each other now and then, but you can take these and kind of get a similar effect.
Yeah, it's just as bad.
It's kind of that similar clash effect. And it wouldn't be the same if you just went, it's fine, but it's like, oh man, that guy sounds like he knows what he's doing. So, apologies for the crazy camera angle,
Sure.
but that's another one that you can use in the key of C that I kind of like. So, one last time.
Please, no.
We got the 16th on the G and the 13th on the B. And then we got our 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17,
Slow down.
14, 16, 17 pattern there. And we can just rip into it and then play something that sounds nice.
I like everything except that first part.
And you can sound like, hey, you actually know something. When you really kinda do, kinda don't.
And there it is.
I know the half-step clash shape. That's in the books.
It's
Okay,
not.
anyway.
Can I go now? That sounds kind of nice and all, but are we done? Okay, you never showed me that. Can I go?
Enjoy.